Interesting. I remember watching an interview. I think it was the idea that kicked off kind of this most recent, like, wait, my brain doesn't fully understand how this works, because I was watching an interview with Tade Pajakar. The
That's
I
pronounced.
Yeah, I've heard it 1,000 times, but I'm totally butchering it, so I apologize. Um, they were talking about how many calories, and I think they were talking about specifically like carbs per hour that they had to ingest in order to be at like maximum fuel, and how they were saying they could do, I think you could do like 60 or something per hour, whereas like the average human can only ingest like 20 carbs per hour and like actually process it and get it into the bloodstream. And he had actually trained and built up to that, and they had a team of people helping him get there. And that to me was like, wait, what?
Yeah, that's a fascinating area. So what you're talking about now is, or what I assume is not the total calories throughout the day, but actually getting carbs in during the ride to have that sustained delivery. Have you ever come across a sports scientist called Asker Jukendrup? He's a fantastic sports scientist. He does a lot of work with cycling, but he has a lot of work around training the gut. And if I attempted to take that much simple carbs in on a ride, I wouldn't be on the bike anymore. I'd be running away somewhere to deal with with the effects. Most people can't manage to take that in, particularly while cycling. However, by slowly upping and essentially training the gut to deal with it, these elite riders can actually take in an awful lot more than the rest of us will manage.
All I'll say, without going into details, is this explains a few events I have had. Well, I did a couple half irons a few years ago, and I'll just leave it at that. There was a couple.
Yeah, I can fill in the blanks.
This makes sense now. Those gels, yeah.
They're great. They're a fast source. It's just that they go through the stomach quite quickly, and we want them to actually be absorbed out of the gut and not to go straight through. But we don't have to. Leaving the gut involves little receptors, and most of the time we don't need all that many. However, in an Ironman, you want to be able to take it in, suck it up and out into the body straight away. But unless the body is ready for that, that's why massive tip for anyone who's doing, say, a big event like that, particularly for the first time, always trial your nutritional plans in training races, because just because the research says, X grams per kilogram is the ideal, doesn't necessarily mean your body's going to tolerate it. And so always practice your training nutrition or your competition nutrition in a training.